Quinaults are salmon people. It's so ingrained into who we are and everything that we do, and is a major driver of our economy out in Tuhola, Washington. A lot of people ask me my first fish, and I don't know because it's just been so much a part of my life.
When I moved to the Pacific Northwest 10 years ago, and the first time I came down to the river and saw salmon rolling, it just absolutely blew my mind.
When I decided I wanted to spend more time close to my tribe and learn more about my culture, the way that I chose to do that was through fishing. The 8 years that I spent as a Quinault and Queets guide are some of the best years of my life. Not only did I learn a lot about my culture, but I learned how to be a skilled and experienced salmon and steelhead angler.
Nice.
Yeah!
Nice.
One fish! Chinook salmon? Check. Guiding taught me a lot about our fisheries, and it taught me how to be a skilled angler. The biggest lesson that I took away from that, though, is how much support these resources need.
King salmon and all the salmon of the Pacific Northwest play a fundamental role in the ecology and health of our forests, but they also play a critical role in our society, both culturally and economically. They're important to all of us. They connect a vast landscape from Alaska to California, all the way deep into Idaho as these fish migrate thousands of miles.
The Quinault Indian Nation is situated on the Olympic Peninsula, and the Olympic Peninsula is an actual rainforest. In some sections, it gets 200 inches of rain per year. So we have these massive forests, and that's what the peninsula is known for. And people think it's like, oh, it's the rain, it's the temperature, and it is those things. But really, salmon coming from the ocean into those rivers is bringing in nutrients that make those trees and our forests healthy.
All of those nutrients are moving out into the forest adjacent to the river, and so that really connects these forests to the Gulf of Alaska, and these fish are the thing that binds all that together. So that's one of the most important roles that these fish play.
The state of the salmon fisheries in the Pacific Northwest, it's in pretty bad shape.
With the impacts of climate change, unsustainable harvest practices, dams, habitat loss, and predation, we're really seeing a range-wide decline in salmon everywhere.
Salmon are a keystone species, so when they are in trouble, literally everything around us is in trouble. We need to do a better job at taking care of the places that we have now, protecting them, ensuring that we aren't further, damaging this habitat. But we also have to think really, really hard about the future and what that's going to look like for us and how it might be different so that we can bring these stocks back and maintain what we have.
So there's the smolts jumping the salmon. Here in these tanks, they feed them until the point they would naturally be out migrating. So in hatcheries, we clip the fin off so that we can have these marked selective fisheries so we can harvest hatchery fish, which is their role, and we can allow wild fish to be released and go back and spawn in their native streams to keep that wild run sustained. And the hatchery fish allows recreational and commercial anglers the opportunity to harvest fish for us to eat. One of the most critical things when we look at the future of Chinook salmon, king salmon in the Pacific Northwest is habitat restoration. While hatcheries certainly play their role in terms of maintaining recreational fishing opportunities, the ultimate goal is to have self-sustaining fish populations that don't require hatchery supplementation.
So things like removing dams, things like restoring riparian areas, making sure that fish have suitable spawning grounds, that to me is the key to moving forward.
We are seeing dam removal in rivers across the Pacific Northwest, on the Olympic Peninsula, in the Columbia River Gorge, and that is key to restoring access to that habitat, hundreds of miles of spawning habitat. And we've seen fish moving past these dam removal sites in the first year or two and gaining access to relatively intact spawning habitat. And essentially we're going to start seeing the increase in these population sizes pretty rapidly, a lot more rapidly than we anticipated.
No, I think just that one needs one, and that's it.
Roll on the inside all the way up, and then you'll see rods coming, or boats are coming down.
If salmon fishing dried up or collapsed altogether, this is the very fabric of who we are as an indigenous people. We are the people that have been here since time immemorial. For a millennia, we have been the keepers of this resource. And so to have that dissolve is to really break apart everything that makes us who we are. We are not in a situation where we can tell people how to tie a hook without telling them how to release a fish properly. We aren't in a situation anymore where we can talk to people about harvest without talking to people about sustainable fishing. So my challenge to other anglers and more experienced anglers is to think about how we can cultivate new anglers in a way that's going to help us all.
And what can you do as a non-angler? Well, there's a lot of opportunity there. You can reach out to your local representatives and give salmon a voice by promoting clean water, restoring watershed connectivity, and also looking at protecting these watersheds from potential development.
Get involved in conservation organizations in your area, because when we all kind of have a shared narrative and goal, that's when we can really have what we all want, which is more fish.